Today we're going to look at equivalent fractions. In the word equivalent, what does part of that word remind you of? Is there another word you have heard that is similar? Equivalent, I kind of see equival. That reminds me of the word equal. It's very similar. And they have the same root. They mean the same thing. Equivalent fractions are equal fractions. Today we're going to look at what fractions are equivalent or equal to 1/2. First, we're going to build with fraction tiles or fraction strips, and then we'll draw our models. So go ahead and let's start with build. Get your fraction strips or fraction tiles ready and think about what are all the fractions that are equal to 1/2. Go ahead and build it now. Pause the video here to do so. Okay, what did you find out? When you built all of those to see what was equal, which matched up and which did not? As you see me do it, you may see I'm finding some that don't match up and some that do match up. As you do it, you'll see a pattern. Is there any pattern or math rule that you can see of how these all connect to 1/2? Is there any patterns? Pause the video and see if you can talk about what patterns you might see in all the fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. Pause it now. What did you notice? You may have noticed all of the fractions that are equivalent to 1/2 have an even denominator or bottom number in the fraction. I noticed that the odd fraction denominators did not equal 1/2. What else did you notice? Once you've discussed this as a class, let's go to drawing this. How would you draw the fractions that are equivalent to 1/2? Go ahead and get your whiteboard or paper and think about how you would draw this model. Pause the video here and do so. Okay, some of you may have drawn 1/2. You might have even used this to copy it to make sure that you did the same size. That's also a great idea, and I draw it much better when I do that. So if I take my 1/2 and I draw all of the other fractions that are equivalent, you might have noticed it's kind of easy also to make a pattern. My question to you is, if I draw this, is this showing equivalent fractions? How does my model look to you? I would say this is an okay or not so great model. Why do I say I did not do a very good job on this math model? Does this 1/4 look like it's really half of the half? Are these the same size? Look how small the 6's are. Is that really how it is in real life? No. So I'm going to start again and draw it really precisely. Pause the video here and make some corrections to your math model so that it's a really strong, equal math model. You might want to get a ruler to do it and to really make it even. being a little bit more precise in my drawing, but there's still something wrong. What do you think is wrong with this math model? Well, we are trying to find the parts of a whole. Do you see a hole on my math model? No. How do I know this is half of a whole or 1/4 of a whole? I also have to draw the whole. And I want to make sure my halves line up, so I want to make them equal. Mathematicians are very efficient in making sure their fraction models are partitioned equally to show the true fraction equivalence. Go ahead and look at your model. Pause the video here to make sure yours is really precise, and I'll finish mine.